Now, for sure, a few of us have hosted pool parties and house parties before, but have you ever hosted a house party and entrust your friends to watch over your place while you were at vacation? Well, that is what happened to me. So let me put all of some so quick. 3 years ago, I hosted a house party at this very Bozi, my parents' Bozi. It was planned for at least 2 months before. Around the year 2021, I was hosting most of my parties here at my Bozi, my birthday party, after parties, small chillers. Now, I hosted a house party at my place knowing that I'm supposed to go on vacation. But inside my head, I convinced myself that, you know what, I'm not gonna go because this thing has to happen. The more closer we get to hosting the house party, the more it's getting bigger. People are talking about it. They're saying, oh, yeah, at the 16th of December, I'm gonna be pulling up at this guy's house. Yeah, he hosts basically the best parties. The 13th of December, 3 days before the 16th. My parents decided that, you know what, we're not gonna let this guy stay home because we already know what he's capable of doing if we leave to vacation and he stays. Now, my parents tell me that, hey man, you're gonna have to come with us to this because this is kind of like a family thing. We're gonna bond, we're gonna get close together. We're not taking no as an answer. We were only left with 2 days before the party got hosted. I met up with all of the homies, guys. Bad news. My parents, they want me to leave with them on this vacation shandies, and yeah, it doesn't seem as if this whole thing that we are planning is gonna happen. Damn, everybody's mood is down. A homie of mine, I'm not gonna lie, that guy is one of the most biggest influences that have ever happened to anything that I have done. He came up with a suggestion that seemed as if it was a joke. Imagine if you were to leave us with the keys to the crib and we were to be able to continue on hosting this party. Wouldn't that be crazy? And everybody else, they just laughed. They left and I was in complete silence. Now, trust me, the moment I heard leave keys with homies and party still continues, I contemplated. I thought that, you know what, that is not a bad idea. That's not actually a bad idea. Complete silence. I mean, it's worth the shot. As much as I won't be able to be there, the owner of the house is not gonna be there, which is me. The party doesn't mean it must stop. The party has to continue. I mean, it could still work, but are you for sure about this? And I was like, yeah, I trust you. I trust you guys, but I'm gonna have to give you a couple of rules before having to host this thing. Simple rules. Just maintain the house, make sure nothing gets broken, keep everything at a calm pace. We don't want no securities or any other neighbor calling us. They said, sharp, that's possible, we can do that. Right after that whole convo, I went straight home. Now, one thing about me, I'm a very strategic nigga. I said that multiple times. So as I'm chilling in my room, I'm contemplating and calculating every single scenario and possibility I could do to find a way to make sure that my friends can find a way to access the Bozi without even my parents realizing it. I was able to find different keys. I was able to even forge a few so they can be able to access the Bozi and the gate. Now it's the day we finally leave. We pack our bags, we take everything to the car, and as I'm packing everything, I'm already seeing a few of my homies chilling right at my friend's Bozi because my friend's Bozi is found opposite to mine. So they chilling. In my parents' mind, they're convinced that, oh, this guy, he must have told his friends that, oh, he's gonna be leaving on vacation. So they thought that, what they did was on some sentimental shit. It's completely different. Now, of course, as I said, I made duplicates. I made replicas of different keys. I gave the keys to a close homie of mine, and I gave the keys to the gate to another homie of mine. So 2 individuals had 2 different keys so they can access the Bozi. My homies, all of them are chilling and they looking at me, and I give my final last sign that everything is in operation. I gave them a solid okay. Shit is happening now. We are already far out in my hometown. My homies immediately get inside the house. Next day, I'm at vacation now. I was enjoying it a bit. The party officially started when it hit 1 p.m. More than 100 people pulled up at the Bozi. So things are getting wild out. Now, things are wilding, but at least everything is getting maintained. Now, one of the rules that I give to my homies that the guests should not do is, number 1, go upstairs. Do not allow any guest to go upstairs. They held that for only about a solid hour, and then right after that, they just gave up. They just gave up. The same homies I put trust to and gave them rules and said that you should follow this and not fuck up. They eventually said that, you know what, we got tired. We couldn't keep everything in a monitored space. We just had to enjoy. And I was like, I understand, bro. I knew it was time that eventually they will just let everything just slide. So after like a solid hour and a half, they just forgot about the rules. They just forgot about everything that I mentioned. They just let the party just happen. And now, of course, there's more than 100 people. I'm glad the only room they didn't access was my parents' room, because I told them that as much as I see you guys lacking and not actually complying to what I'm telling you guys, make sure nobody enters my parents' room. They made sure of that. As I am at vacation, one of my homies, they share a FaceTime. This FaceTime call wasn't about even the party. This FaceTime call was about one of my exes crying at my posy. I was like, what? Like, what's the point of this whole thing? Why did you? What's funny about this whole situation is that one of my exes, they didn't know, girl, they're at my posy. They didn't know, girl, oh, this is actually F Cloud's posy. So, damn, like, this is kind of low-key insane. So, Sharpo, I'm getting a FaceTime call and I'm seeing, oh no, it's actually my ex who has one of my homies' phone, and my homie says, hey bro, can you talk to this girl, because she's crying at the fact that you're not here. And of course, like, you know, the relationship was a bit tense around that time. There was a whole lot of ups and downs, but I'm not gonna dive in too deep with that. Let's get back to the story. Now shit's getting crazy. I'm dealing with somebody who is crying while I am far, far, far away. And eventually she did calm down, and then I hung up the call. At my posy, I swear to you, the party that happened at my posy was literally the closest thing to a whole Diddy party. Because the amount of virgins that broke their virginity right at this posy, most especially in this room, let me tell you something, bro. I learned really a lot about trying to get into a relationship with somebody that you like around December. Because a certain shorty that I was supposed to actually be in a relationship with few days before the party, this girl, she pulled up. Like as I said, I like her to the point that I would want to date her. And she meets up with another dude that I absolutely have no idea of. I don't know who he is. They decide, you know what, out of all places, we're gonna fuck around in this room. In this room specifically, not even in just this room, but on my bed. They chose to fuck. They chose my own very Han, I would consider as a girlfriend to me. They chose to fuck in this room. And what's crazy about it, a lot of people knew, God, I like this girl and I was about to get into a relationship with her. So I didn't get no text, no call while the party was still happening, because of course, one of my homies saw that, oh, this girl is literally getting into homie's room with another nigga. And just chose, girl, you know what, I'm not gonna do shit about it, because of course he's drunk and he's fucking with another shorty. But in the other room, more individuals freaking fucked specifically in this room. And after discovering that, I was like, I'm never gonna be sleeping in this room again. I'm sorry. Like, immediately when I came back after vacation, I never slept in this room again. I took all of my bed sheets, I freaking threw them in the washing machine, and officially said that, you know what, I'm no longer gonna sleep in here. I'm just gonna sleep in the guest room. You know, I think I fast forwarded a little bit. Let me get back. At that party, not only one of my exes, but at least 3 of them were there, and they expected me to also be there, because I told them that I would actually be there. Now, I didn't announce to them that, I'm not gonna be pulling through. So they were there expecting to see, this guy is eventually gonna arrive and we're gonna get down. That never happened, and eventually they also left. And they never spoke to me again. People are getting head in my kitchen. People are literally freaking getting railed outside at the grass, out of all places, bro. You got the whole pose and you decide to do it outside. Somebody decided to bring a whole Glock, a whole gun. Like, bro, the fuck? Like, nigga, what's, like, you see, that pissed me off. That really pissed me off. Because what's the reason for you to bring a whole gun? Party is officially over, and there were a lot of people who slept at my posy. My own exes, they slept on my bed. The very bed I said I would never sleep on again. And a few of my homies, they decided to go sleep back at their posy, and they would come back and clean it later. I called the homies, all of them. I called them all, and I was like, I hope everything is exactly the same way as you guys found it. And they said, yeah, everything is fine, because of course the very last day where everyone left, they cleaned, they picked up everything. I'm the first one to get in because I want to make sure there's no mistakes that will cause me. I step inside the house. How do I step inside my house and the floors are already sticky? Guys, before I left that posy, my parents, even me, we shared spring cleaning, solid spring cleaning. The whole house is completely cleaned. Why are all of the windows at my posy open now? Come on now. Like, eventually my parents asked me wagwan and what happened at this posy. And I was on some, yeah, dog. I let a few of my friends in this posy. And yeah, I ain't explained the fact that a party basically happened, but they didn't like the fact that I left them with the house knowing that I wasn't even there. They tripped, they did, but they moved on a couple of days later, and as time progressed, they saw there's actually more to be unfolded from the whole situation until they found out a whole house party was hosted here. But at least nothing was broken, and yeah, things turned out pretty okay. That was one heck of a wild experience, most especially at the fact that a girl that I like got fucked in my bed. I don't know what am I supposed to do with that kind of info. Overall, yeah, I wouldn't suggest anybody else to do it.